Welcome back to the Roy Henderson podcast. Here with me today we have Crisp Otter, who is thankfully back to life after his tragic accident a couple weeks ago.
Muy tragico.
Muy tragico indeed, Roy. Crisp, your Spanish is as good as always. Thank you for bringing your guitar with you today. That is,
It's actually it's like a uke.
Uke.
Which is basically a guitar that took steroids and then had a baby that was too small.
Is it muy authentico?
Well, of course it's muy authentico. Like, you hear just like the rather solid intonation.
I'm sorry, Chris. Excuse me. Our other guest is Rando Breckerson. He is making quite a bit of ruckus. Bit of a ruckus.
Rando Breckerson?
Rando, would you like to introduce yourself
Mike
and also shut up? Oh, that's good. You broke your string, Rando? How could you do this?
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, let's just say between you and me, that's the spare violin we had in the shop. I haven't opened it for about... When did for probably 2 months at this point. So that's a vintage. I would call it vintage at this point.
I have a Stradivarius, but
You have a what?
Stradivarius.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
A Stradivarius.
Stratosphere.
Oh, that's a sky.
Yeah, I play Oh guys, my name is Rando Breckerson.
Oh, Breckerson?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you give us play us a little lick,
Yeah.
Rando.
I played that standard like 6 years ago.
Charming, just charming.
With my boy, oh man, who was it? It was the personnel. It was Jimmy Jim on bass, Drummy Poohead was a nickname, by the way, because like one time like an eagle pooped on his head,
That's
and
slightly
then
racist.
he pooped on the eagle.
Listen, Crisp, I know you're new to podcasts. This is only your second one, but as a veteran podcaster myself, that's a little racist.
Is it racist to give nicknames?
Yeah, everything's racist. All right, Rando, that's enough. We'll have a performance from you later, a recital if you will. Chris, could you hop on piano a little bit later on, not right now, but a little later on, to give an accompaniment to Mr. Breckerson?
Yes, sirree.
All right, excellent.
Only for the minimal price of $68 a second.
I can't afford that.
That's actually very fascinating. I actually only...
Fascinating.
I actually only knew you, sir, Crisp Otter, as a Spanish guitar player. I actually never knew that you played piano.
Oh, do you?
But it turns out you're even a better keyboardist.
You know the saying, like, anyone who has fingers can play piano.
You know what they say, when it rains it pours.
I've heard that too.
When you play piano, you die.
When it drizzles, it's moist. Get moist.
One of our sponsors, Rain, the weather, right?
Haha, funny joke.
What's their motto?
The rain?
Yeah.
The motto for the rain?
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Like
I thought you were a
Rain.
veteran podcaster. Where are the sponsors?
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, Crisp. I was just going to actually interrupt you to say the sponsors. So thank you for interrupting you for the sponsors. I'll get to the sponsors in a second. First, we got to get to the motto for rain. Rain. When it rains, you're wet. Don't get wet. You'll be moist. You didn't bring a change of clothes, you idiot. Dumbass.
What about umbrellas?
Sponsor time. Umbrellas don't exist. If you buy an umbrella...
Umbrellas are a competitor.
You've been duped. Don't buy umbrellas. Buy bathing suits, and then just exclusively go outside in bathing suits. Because then you can never be underwhelmed. Or overwhelmed, I should say.
Yeah.
Anyways... today's sponsors, actually we have a whole gauntlet of sponsors today, and they actually tie
An
in with
infinity gauntlet?
Yeah, one can think of it like that, except it's a very finite number. It's not infinite. Excuse you. Anyway, our sponsors really tie into the main discussion today. Our first sponsor is McDonald's. Underwhelming. Not for long. Our second sponsor, Jack in the Box. What's in the box? Open up.
Hint, it's a penis.
Our third sponsor is KFC. Chicken made easy. Real easy.
If you want.
Our fourth sponsor, Wendy's. Our 4 for 4 is unforgettable.
Okay, that was bad and you know it.
Shut up, Crisp. Our fifth sponsor, Carl's Jr.
What happened to the real Carl?
He died eating burgers. Our sixth sponsor, Burger King? Did we say them already?
No.
No, we did not.
Our sixth sponsor is Burger King. King
Roy,
of what?
I know you're getting old, but this is getting ridiculous.
No, we okay. I'm making
Is
so
this the
much
last-
money.
is
I'm
this
making
the
money.
last-
I'm making
Fuck.
bank. Bitches, I'm making bank. You're not getting paid.
That hurt
Yeah.
my feelings.
Yeah. Anyway,
For musicians, none of us are getting paid. Okay,
Bur-
hold on.
Burger
Say
King.
that Burger King.
Burger King. King of what? Spain. Now on with the
I
show.
just spit everywhere.
Excuse me, you just spit on your own violin. That's
I thought burgers were made in.
fragile.
Brad.
Listen, I spent good money on that violin when I purchased it from a man on Craigslist over 5 years ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for 50
Yeah,
bucks.
it's
dude.
vintage.
It is vintage. I'm not sure how old it is. It doesn't have
It's
any.
from 1654.
Dude, that's pretty good. I think Beethoven might have played on it.
Actually, that's when that featured African tune.
Oh, damn, what was it called?
I think I was dead when you guys recorded that podcast.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys just recorded an album, and that is very fascinating, but unfortunately, we might not have time for that today. Excuse me, Randa, your playing makes me want to kill myself, turn myself inside out, and then kill myself again, only to bring myself back to life using There Will Be Another You.
Are you blind? Deploy the upvotes.
Excuse me, we have no place for your Reddit kit here, Mr. Otter.
Reddit is the only place I can complain about my life being a musician. No
It's
one will listen to
treason,
me. I don't
man.
have any money.
Mr. Rando?
Rando,
Your violin playing reminds me of a cat being
the
slowly
equivalent of
disemboweled.
musical terrorism.
Fascinating. Can I get a fascinating?
Fascinating.
Fascinating. Now, we
Fascinating.
might get to the album if we have time. However, actually, you know what? This will probably take not as much time as our main topic of discussion, so we'll hit this real quick. And when I say hit, I mean smash with a baseball bat.
Smash that like button.
Please do. We are very poor. I know I
Please.
said I was getting money, and I am. So you're poor.
Wait, what?
The prank's on you. Okay, let's just...
How much
let's
bank?
well, a lot.
How many banks do you own?
Wells Fargo is one. Established 1865.
Is that even a real bank?
Reestablished 2018. Oh, fuck. We're not sponsored by them. I can't say their
I
logo.
have a question, actually.
Yes, Mr. Breckerson.
I know this is supposed to be an interview and a podcast.
It is, yes.
For us, but
Right.
I'm actually legitimately curious.
Okay.
How do you maintain a good enough reputation from all these fast food chains that allow you to openly sponsor their direct competitors?
Well, listen. Competition is just a thing that you don't need to do.
and you're
sometimes.
sponsored by the concept of competition. Competition.
Competition.
It's
Don't...
con-
It's...
Constipation.
Are you content with
Tendies.
constipation?
What? That's not... What?
Congruently.
Congregation.
I love church, but...
I like Congress.
Now, to
particularly
answer your-
Republicans.
Answer your
Congregation
question.
or confirmation. That brings me to my first performance.
Do-do-do.
Actually, this is a good segue. So I guess I won't answer your question then. I'll answer your question real quick. Competition breeds money. And money, I like ye. I like ye a lot. Money is good. I can buy reeds with money. So... if
Why
I
would you buy
sponsor-
reeds? You just said you're not a musician.
Well, that could be true in this universe, but there are hundreds and
How do
hundreds...
you own a violin if you're not a musician?
It's in case I ever need it. I own a whole bunch of stuff that I may never use, but I just like
Roy,
to have
is
on
this
hand.
podcast illegal? Where did you even
Well-
get this mic?
Look, the guy... Okay.
You're not bumming it
I
off a
was-
friend who
no,
just
no.
happened to bring it today,
Well,
right?
actually, it's a similar situation to what you have just described. Actually, I've been squatting in a friend's, well, not really a friend, more like someone who doesn't know me at all. I've been squatting in his house, you know, just laying low. One of my brothers just died, but it turns out he didn't actually die. But it turns out that I was him, and so Mr. Breckerson.
You know, I feel like
don't
if
mind,
my brother
let's
died,
just throw it away in
and
the trash.
by the way, I'm sorry for your sadness.
There's no sadness here. I'm happy because I have tendies in my belly and a pocket full of money. Happiness.
I feel like
I have it.
oh brother.
Anyways, back to competition. The more I sponsor, the better money I get. So that's the question. Now let's just put that stringed instrument away for now. You can get to your recital later. Your playing is harmoniously incongruous and also deliciously intact.
Incongruous?
In session is Congress right now. Let's just put it down.
Great.
No one has to die.
Great. I missed the Congressional Congress.
Mr. Breckerson, please.
I missed Congress.
Mr. Breckerson.
Brando!
We're recording what the?
And you can take that to the bank.
I will. I intend to. I'll get money. I love money.
I like G major.
Thank you, Mr. Otter. Please put your instrument away. We don't have... This is not a recital. This is a podcast. This is a professionally run podcast done from a mic that I borrowed from the person who...
Why the hesitation before the word borrowed?
Well, because it's more like stealing if you think about it. But I'm not a bad person. I feed the homeless. With pennies.
What?
And then I eat the homeless.
Denny's?
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 I once went to Denny's. But Denny's is not the topic of today's discussion. In fact, they haven't sponsored us. I refuse to name brands who have not given me top dollar. I like getting paid, Mr. Otter. I like getting paid. Anyways.
I remember that time.
Back to your album. Before we get to our main discussion, let me ask you a few questions about your album. Now, you just dropped an album, a 5-track album. I see you're doing the sign of Jesus to a picture of Jesus, Michael Brecker actually, and you just dabbed another sign of Jesus, as we know in the Bible, Matthew 17, 14, 15.
The cross is actually just a symbol for someone doing a double dab.
Exactly.
With his elbows wide out.
That is actually accurate. Mr. Breckerson. Mr. Breckerson. I will confiscate
Is that Billy Bounce?
Stringed instruments
From Parker Charlie?
Listen.
First, okay.
Shut the fuck. Questions. My question for you is, describe in 4 words your new
butt.
album. What?
Oh, no.
That was extremely juvenile.
Nothing happened.
Mr. Otter. Please describe your new album in 4 words.
Which is a butt.
Do it.
It's every day, bro.
Eloquent, concise, beautiful. What can I expect? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rando Breckerson.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Can I lead us in Gregorian prayer?
Of course, please do. Before Mr. Otter, of course, delivers his 4 words, please do bring us closer to Jesus.
Okay. Can you give me an E?
That was very beautiful.
Wait, that's a standard. I know that standard.
Wait a
It's
second.
an African standard
Oh my.
from 1864?
I think it's more like 1664.
Oh, right. My B.
That was good.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Roy Henderson podcast. I'm your host, Roy Henderson.
Welcome back.
Joined
Welcome back
with
to
me
the.
is
Welcome back to the.
Welcome back to the...
Hey, only I can welcome us back.
Welcome
I'm
back.
The fucking
I'm
host.
Roy Henderson.
Hey,
Welcome to
what
the Roy
the
Henderson.
fuck?
Welcome back. I'm Roy Henderson.
Welcome. This is Roy Henderson.
I don't like jokes, guys. I don't.
Welcome back. This is the Roy Henderson
You guys are
podcast.
making fun. I don't like this. It's making me feel uncomfortable. I'm feeling a little tingly down there, and I don't like it one bit. It's got nothing to do with the quarter pounder I
wasn't
consumed 2 hours ago.
Welcome to the Ray Mendelson podcast.
Fuck up. Let's do. Okay, Mr. Otter, please describe your new album in 4 words.
4 words.
4 whole words.
I don't know if I know 4 words, Mr. Roy.
That's not 4 words.
It's tasty and moist.
Yeah. Okay. I'll ask you.
Can I offer 4 more words?
May I
Anything
please
for
have
you, Randy?
5 words?
we always stay litty. Can I give another 4 words?
Please.
England is my continent.
England's on a constipate. Okay, Mr.
England
Otter.
is not a consonant.
Insert 5. Go.
I brought a book just for this, by the way. Strict, satisfactory, relationships, batch.
Are you reading the hallowed word of the Lord? The Lord.
It's actually
Kenan?
the holy bibbly.
Oh.
Bruce Benward.
Praise Bruce Benward.
Bruce Benward. Bruce Benward.
Benward.
Anyways, I'll ask you one more question. You have a 5. What the? I'll take that back, Mr. Otter.
You can't. It's the only way I can't make money.
You damn musicians cannot be trusted with instruments. Anyways, I'll ask you one more question, then we can get to the meat
I'll
of our
protect it with
discussion.
MeUndies.
Laugh, bitches.
No.
The meat of... Where do you keep getting things?
The meat of the discussion.
Laugh. Laugh when your pay is compromised. That one question.
Let's do impressions.
I'm gonna question you.
Let's do famous impressions.
No.
Name that bop.
No.
Name that bop.
No.
Name that bopper. Name that bopper.
Who dat
Hi,
bop?
my name is Billy Golly. What's my name?
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Hi, my name is Isaiah.
Cool, man. Cool, man.
Cool, man.
My next question for you, if you are done imitating folks.
Welcome back to the Roy Henderson podcast.
Thank you, Mr. Otter. I'm Roy Henderson. Here's the question. Your album has 5 good uns, bad uns, medians,
Mixolydians.
mixowhatians?
Mixolydians.
Describe each
The-
musical track.
5th mode.
Okay.
Tell us about how you made it. Tell us about what you think its critical reception will be.
So-
Can we trade off on each one so you explain confirmation?
Yeah,
and
yeah, of
explain-
course. So-
Okay, so start.
So confirmation. Well, amen, Mike Breckerson.
Amen.
Confirmation.
Amen. God bless. Michael bless.
God bless.
Black-
Michael.
You know, it's really hard to play standards because you gotta have. There's standards. There's expectations, standards, if you can say, to be met every time you play a standard.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
with confirmation, we decided to
Of course.
just take all of those expectations that you had with the original tune and kind of just shove it into a toilet, take a shit on it, and not flush for 3 days.
In essence, subverting expectations.
Exactly.
Actually, can we get a little taste, if you will, of the shit that is confirmation? Stick our tongues in it a little bit. Now that was, in essence, exactly what you described, Mr. Otter. That was subversive. Typically, Michael Brecker does not play the alto saxophone. As you may know, his main is the tenor saxophone, but instead he's playing the alto saxophone, which is not his main, as you may know. It's actually the tenor saxophone, which he is not playing in this recording. He's playing the alto saxophone.
I'm sorry, what's a saxophone?
Mr. Breckerson, please describe the next song. I
The
believe
next
it's...
track on this album is titled Michael Brecker serenades Mario with a special song.
Special song. I'm
This
excited.
is even more submersive.
I believe you mean to say subversive.
I believe you mean to say... What?
This track is even more submissive as it features Michael Brecker himself singing. Nowhere is that seen before.
Kinky.
Nowhere is that seen before. And he is singing to the Mario Spongoli Mario from the Mario Brothers trilogy.
Can we get an Odyssey up in here?
Odyssey, you see?
Odyssey, you see?
Odyssey, you see?
Let's have a taste.
Off the rails.
Let's have a taste of Mario.
Here we go. Here we go. Off the rails. Here is our 2 7. Raise our sail.
What an intro. It speaks volumes, but it says so little.
Looking at
It's loud,
Mike Breckerson's face.
But it's quiet.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's deep,
are we talking about Michael or Mike Breckerson?
but it's simple.
Mike Brecker actually at this moment.
Mike Breckerson.
I'm sorry. That was rude.
I always imagined his voice to be more of a mezzo soprano.
He's more of a bear.
He's more of a baritone bass.
I think he's a little bit of he's kind of a
beautiful baby
balto.
boy.
He's a balto with a nice mix of
Mixolydian.
orangutan.
Yeah. So how would you describe working with this gentleman?
He's just a really,
All right, let's do the next song.
He's just a really
No.
hard. He's just a
Alright,
really
so
hard.
that's okay.
Even though he developed lupus at the beginning of this.
Lupus, is that the werewolf one?
Yeah, actually, funny story. If you may let me finish.
Fuck,
we
fine.
actually decided to name this Breck the Halls because he developed.
It's Christmas time.
He developed
Well,
lupus.
Now you probably thought Coltrane was cool, you know, coming back from the dead and all and releasing a new album, but
Mr. Otter,
This
please-
unreleased-
He actually,
unreleased.
He actually developed lupus and gained a red nose, and someone jokingly said,
Oh!
"Wow, you look like Rudolph." And he said, "Well, actually, I have a special Christmas track." And so we took a nice picture of him, photoshopped him cleanly into a tree, and now he looks like
Peaches.
he looks like
Rudolph.
peaches. Okay,
Rudolph the red-nosed peaches.
now you may continue. Yeah.
Right.
You thought Coltrane was cool. Well, he's dead.
And
But Mike Brecker here with an unreleased Christmas record. Christmas, I might add, no other of those fake religious holidays. Let's hear some of it. We appear to be
It looks
clipping
like
here a little bit.
Buffering. Let me just fix the Wi-Fi. There you go.
Seriously, for a podcast as big as this, I'd expect you to have better
Listen,
connection.
okay, it's a hotspot, alright? T-Mobile's got sketchy cov.
T-Mobile? Okay,
That's
so
something.
a little history about this piece.
Please.
So you might have heard what appears to be an instrument. Now that is played by none other than Mike Breckerson.
Oh. Which one specifically? If you can.
I don't know. I recorded it too. Isn't that funny? But anyways,
Okay.
when he recorded it,
News, I just bit my tongue.
Hey. No one.
Can we,
Congra-
can we
what?
join in prayer? for my
Yeah,
tongue?
let's do it. Let's.
I'm very
I don't want
concerned
to.
for my
I don't
violin
want to
playing.
catch lupus, so I don't want to touch any of you. But we can. Don't touch. I don't want lupus. I have lupus.
I'm not Michael Brecker.
Oh no,
I'm
but
Rando
you
Brand.
might have him though, because you're his brotherson. Let's do a prayer.
I think it's only in the
Please let's
the T chromosome.
close your eyes, close your ears, close your mouth. Open your heart and
Close your eyes, shut your mouth, dream a dream, let us out.
Let your little boy
Dream.
Let your little boy downstairs love God. Let him see the light. That's the sound of unzipping. Alright, if you guys could unzip too. Alright. It appears we're all unzipped. Now let's join in a prayer. Dear Michael, deliver his bitten tongue.
My way.
Don't
I will go the distance.
Don't get lost.
I'll be there someday.
If you have Google Maps, you won't get
I
lost.
will be strong. No.
Amen.
I will call
Amen.
my mom.
Amen.
I will call my mom.
Amen.
It's my favorite
Here's let's do the next
to
song,
listen to
the fourth
when
song,
I
the fourth
was
song in the album, please, Mr. Rando.
This is called Michael Breck. This is called Michael Brecker pours his soul out on There Will Be Another Michael Brecker.
There will be
No.
another. I believe the jazz standard is there will never be another. Is this a new jazz standard?
Well,
or is this
the idea,
a subversive
if
take?
I may intrude, if I may intrude,
alright,
if I may
Just do it.
if I may intrude, There Will Never Be You sends a very negative message, a negative political message.
That's not right.
Because
sure.
it talks about you talking to another person and telling them they don't exist.
Please, Mr. Otto, we're trying to listen to jazz.
And it's like, hey, just because they have a different religion or gender, or they like frogs more than cats,
Shut your face,
that doesn't
Mr. Otter,
mean
we're listening to jazz.
that they don't exist. That there always will be another you.
Mr. Rando, please play a little more of There Will Never Be Another. There will be another.
Never be another. Yeah.
That was a good track.
I'd like to point out that Mike
I-
Breckerson was eating a muffin shortly before recording this.
I'd also like to point that out, that Mike Breckerson was hit with crippling diarrhea before this recording. Which is why he couldn't be here.
Crippling in what sense?
Crippling in that he could literally not stand. In that it was literally spilling out. Have you ever had that experience? It's like having a water bottle, pouring it upside down and then undoing the cap, and the water spills out, but it never runs out. It just keeps spilling and pouring and churning and chugging out. Do you want to experience this, Mr. Otter? It is a fate worse than death. Mike
I'd like
Breckerson
to be
is
surprised one
currently
day.
crippled in the hospital with 7 trash bags currently full of what once used to be Big Macs.
That's
Are
a
you
Big
done?
Mac.
We've got one more song in the album, and I'd like to wrap it up before we get to the main topic of discussion today.
Ah, yes. So, Blue Bossa, a not famous, it's not famous at all, a disgustingly unpopular jazz standard, Blue Bossa. Mike Breckerson decided to reimagine this this jazz song, this bop, in a way that no one has ever seen before.
This is not Blue Bossa.
That is not the one we are looking for. These are not the droids we are looking for.
Here's the real chart.
So this one time in Vermont, I was shopping for...
I will shoot you full of bullets,
Cannabis.
Mr. Otto. Let the jazz play. Play the jazz.
Dude.
This is a disgrace.
So, there was a discount at the supermarket. So naturally, I had to take that opportunity, being a musician and all.
And that's the
But
album.
as soon as I came up to the counter, the lady stopped me and said, "Wait, aren't you that musician?" Chris Potter, and I've never felt more insulted in my life. Chris Potter? Chris Potter? Who the hell is Chris Potter? Nobody knows him. Everyone only knows me. Chris Potter. The P goes in the front. The P goes in the front.
Arm.
I'm bending it.
Like a chicken.
The P goes in the
Give it a try.
front. Welcome back to the Roy
Can you
Henderson
do this?
podcast.
Yeah, but it looks like fucking weird.
No, dude. You're not going
Wait, what
far
is
enough.
that?
I'm bending.
Is that legal?
No.
It's actually an illegal
That's like...
position.
I feel like you should go to jail for doing that with your arm.
It's okay. I'm sure the Pope will be fine with it. Now, that's the album.
The Pope is watching.
I appreciate you guys laying
Shout out
the
to the
details.
Pope. Hi, Pope.
We're gonna get to our
I like
non.
popes.
There was one sponsor I forgot to mention. Actually, come to think of it, and it is the Catholic Church. Now we're gonna do a little plug for the church in just a moment before we get to the main topic of discussion, which revolves around our other food-related sponsors. So here we go. This episode was sponsored by the Pope, Pope Gregory Johnson the 17th. He'll be the 18th in August.
So he's only 18 years old?
No. He's only the 17th Pope. He'll be the
So
18th
each Pope was only 1 year old.
No. I feel like there's a critical misunderstanding here. Did you go to school? Have you been to school?
I know of school.
We were in... I believe you were in a school the last time you recorded a podcast.
So I
Did
went
the
to school, and then, like, I went to school, but then I thought, school is for
So
school.
let's
So, the Pope wanted me to relay this message. He says, Michael Brecker, the best. Michael Brecker, the blessed. Thoughts?
No thoughts here.
I agree. Honestly, I agree. So now let's talk
Insightful.
about McDonald's.
Well, okay, listen, I'm the podcast host here. I understand that you were eager, Mr. Rando. After all, you love McDonald's, you love fast food. You love talking about McDonald's, and you love talking about fast food. But we are still in the middle of the sponsorship for the Catholic Church. There's one more thing I'd like to say. Sign up now on catholicchurch.com.church with coupon code ROY and receive 20% off of a free coupon to heaven. That's www.catholicchurch.com.church, coupon code ROY to receive 20% off, one free ticket to heaven. Thank you again, Catholic Church, for sponsoring this episode of the Roy Henderson podcast. Now, back to the podcast. Welcome back to the Roy Henderson podcast.
welcome back to the
Welcome back to
Welcome
the
back.
Roy
Welcome back to the Roy fucking Henderson podcast. God fucking damn it. Let's get into food.
I'm not sorry.
I love food.
It's been 33 minutes and we haven't discussed the main purpose of this podcast.
Okay. You know what? I appreciate the sass.
You seem a little triggered there, Mr. Roy.
Listen, I
Well,
just
how
seems to
long
be
do
the
these
issue.
usually run?
these usually run exactly half
It's
an hour.
just
on the
been
dot.
one giant commercial.
You know, that's what a podcast is. That's the reality of this world. I have to make
Don't
money.
remember the pita chips.
We're not sponsored by PETA.
Pita chips.
PETA. Eat animals. They're delicious. Yum. In my belly. Here's the main portion of this podcast will be excuse me, gentlemen, ladies, but gentlemen,
Where are the
mainly.
ladies?
They're not here.
Ladies.
They wouldn't come.
Babies.
More than what's the word?
Babies are so cute.
We're gonna get into the main topic of this podcast. This next section will be a deadly gauntlet between
Gauntlet.
It's like the
one
Infinity.
by one review our experiences with the food.
So a little context. Before the show, we took a field trip, an odyssey, if you will, to
You see.
many Odyssey. You see,
Yeah.
Odyssey.
Yeah. Yes, if you want.
If you want.
If you want.
baby. Now,
Hey.
we took a little
That's my
odyssey
thing.
around
Baby.
the country.
Baby.
Took a little odyssey around the country. Hit up some major fast food chains.
It's McDonald's Hong Kong.
McDonald's Hong Kong. We hit up a Burger King in Turkey. We hit up KFC in Mexico. Mexico.
If you-
Mexico muy auténtico. We hit up Wendy's.
Es muy divertido.
There was a
Yo
Wendy's.
soy muy
in Kentucky.
divertido.
Carl's Jr.
Me
Canada.
gusta.
edition.
Muy diverticulitis.
And last
Me
but not
gusta
least,
Haze.
Burger King. In the Alpine regions of Spain. España.
Okay, what are we discussing today?
So we are discussing
Spanish. Is the language of Spanish not a sponsor of this podcast?
It is not. I sent them an email. They said
What's
no.
their email address?
Spanish at language.com.
They got
At
offended
AOL.
because we didn't want to review Taco Bell.
They got pissed because we don't know. Yeah, that's
Because
yeah.
Taco Bell's not a sponsor.
Taco Bell is not a sponsor.
No me
unfortunately.
gusta this podcast.
Me too. Wait.
It's hard. It's
Hold the
hard
phone.
when their ambassador is just a chihuahua. You can't really negotiate with it. You can't talk to it.
Yeah.
You can't organize
Wait.
brand deals.
There's actually one more restaurant that I forgot to
Wait.
mention.
What
Jumbo.
about
It's Jack in the
Christopher
Box.
Columbus?
Excuse me. Let's keep the conversation on track, if you don't mind, Mr. Otter. I understand that you don't have any idea where you are, or maybe even who you are, but we're gonna plow on. We're gonna plow on just like you'd plow snow, if you want. If you don't want snow, here we go. Mario, Jumbo, Jack in the Box from Brazil. They make good food. That's a fact. A good
Top
one.
quality. Number one, we got Soren with
What's
the best.
What?
With the best honey musty.
Now, okay,
Number
wait.
one,
Jumbo
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box is going to be the last one we talked about because it was the last one on our Odyssey. Our first topic of discussion, our first
The tendies. the nuggies.
we will be talking about Wendy's. Now, please, gentlemen, thoughts and impressions.
Is Wendy
of
just a
Wendy's.
female nuggie?
We're talking about Wendy's food, Mr. Otter.
Okay,
We're not talking
let's
about Wendy.
Let's do a rotation.
I mean,
Let's do
humans can
our-
be food, too.
Mr. Host, may I suggest an organization?
Please do.
So,
Please, I love organization. I love control. Please.
Let's start with Crisp Boy.
Can you be
then go to-
trusted with this?
Let's
Chris?
start with Crisp Boy.
Who's
go
Chris?
That's you.
to go to
Oh yeah.
go to Crisp Boy. Go to me. Then go to you. We name a restaurant. We go in that order. We review our experience. We run through this fast.
Let's do it.
So we can
Let's
get
go.
to my performance.
Right. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Wendy.
let's hit
Wendy.
the
Wendy.
bricks.
Please describe your thoughts and impressions.
So, I ate Wendy. It was
Okay, that was great.
That's cannibalism, Mr.
What did you eat there?
I had Wendy's.
Okay.
Are you meaning to suggest that I ate anything other than Wendy's at Wendy's?
I can't do this, dude. I have to go. I can't take
No,
this anymore.
you're gonna fucking stay. I locked the doors.
I can't.
No,
can't.
Mr. Otter, we're gonna talk about Wendy's. We're gonna talk
I
about
had
the
to
food.
spend so much time in the recording studio with this fucking idiot. Doesn't even know who he is. Like blood.
He has Alzheimer's. You can't say that about him.
Hey,
doesn't have Alzheimer's.
I remember the war.
He has Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Please describe your
So my-
experience at Wendy's. Please, Mr.
My
Breckerson.
experience at Wendy's was a bit subpar, but overall, I'd like to suggest that you go for the 4 for $4. It's a great deal.
All right, Mr. Breckerson, please.
They
Mr.
do
Otter,
put
please.
they do put too much mayonnaise on it. Get the sweet and sour sauce; it'll be worth it. They also tend to have these like ultimate soda fountain dispensers. It's fantastic.
I agree.
It's a great experience.
Right. Now, my experience at Wendy's was a surprising one, to be sure. A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one,
How can
I'd
you
say.
fuck that up?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my greatest regret in the past 1 minute. Now, it subverted my expectations, but it subverted them right.
Did you eat Wendy?
I didn't, because I'm no
'Cause I
cannibal.
did.
Well, you do you, Mr. Alzheimer's, but here, I mean, Otter, my bad. That just that slipped out. Please don't. Please
Did
don't.
you just call me
No!
Benjamin?
What? Wendy's, I got the 4 for 4 meal, as did Mr. Mr. Breckerson. He got the 4 for 4. I got the 4 for 4 as well. It was full of bacon. I love bacon. It's made from pig fat, and I love pig fat. Now, it subverted my expectation.
Hey,
not
Roy,
only
what do you get when you mix a cow and a pig?
Pig fat.
a delicious meal,
A cow pig.
a salad made of meat.
A pow.
Or a pig.
Next up.
No, I'm
Carl's
not.
Jr.
I'm not done describing my experience. When I first bit into that juicy patty, a sensation of flavor overcame me, and my eyes temporarily filled to the brim with tears.
Tartar sauce?
And I couldn't help but express humility. I am but a simple man living in a universe larger than myself, and yet here it is. A meal delivered from the hands of the Lord Michael Brecker.
You mean Wendy.
Wendy might have been his mouthpiece. Ha, get it? Mouthpiece? Ha! But his food was his jazz. And I ate his jazz. Slurped it right up. That was my experience at Wendy's.
Gee, and
It was
I
enlightening.
had a bad time.
It was quite literally a religious experience. Now, we move on to Carl's Jr. Please, Mr. Otter, describe your experience.
I knew Carl. When he died, I didn't really know what to do. I thought about it, and I kind of forgot about it. But when I met his son, Carl's Jr., I felt this strange sensation in my left pinky toe. It was as if someone had run over it with a remote control car.
Thank you, that was enlightening.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Alright.
So, walking into Carl's Jr.'s was a blast of the past, if you will. I ordered my... Oh shit, the Alzheimer's is coming in again. Oh no.
That was good. Please take a breather. We enjoyed your comments immensely.
And then, when I was in Kentucky, visiting a nearby street fair, I met this clown. He said his name was Ronald McRonald. And he was like, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Duh, Texas." And he was like, "That's not true." And I was like, "You're not true." And then he ceased to exist.
That's all well and good. Please, Mr. Breckerson, describe your Carl's Jr. experience.
Pretty bad. I had the hot dog. I don't know what I'd expected from a burger joint. And I'm not talking about burger joint. Back to you, Cranston.
Thanks, Bill. Now, Carl's Jr., I must admit, is a place that we went to. Now, we went there after a meeting of our entire group. Then we drove there and we said...
submerge your expectations.
Okay, don't... Listen.
Was it a submarine?
All I'll say is this. I ate, I saw, I conquered. I mean, fuck. I
can't. I'm sorry.
I got the Carl's Jr. 5 Junior meal, and I ate
the All-Star meal.
I ate it like a champ. I saw
Hey
it.
now, you're a champ.
Hey now,
Champs.
you're an
Hey
all-star.
now,
8 out
you're
of
a
12.
Hardee's,
11 out of
Carl's
11 out
Jr.
of 12. 5. A what?
Hey.
I got the burger. I put it to my mouth. I chomped.
Thanks for the special effect.
I consumed it. It went into my stomach, and I digested.
You what?
I digested.
Digested.
I digested.
I gyrated.
And I ate and I ate and I ate. And that was my experience. It wasn't good. I wouldn't describe it as that. No, I would describe it as underwhelming, unfulfilling.
No, I did not eat green eggs and ham.
Now,
I am not Sam.
the next restaurant on
I
a
am.
gauntlet is Burger King.
Ah, Burger King. More like Burger Plebe Ian. Because when I ordered a burger, I ate it. And I did not feel like a king. No. I felt like me. Just another person.
We're all
It was so
people,
sad.
right? We're all people, Chris. Kings, men, gods. What are we but people? Thanos knew that. He went, and we all went.
Only half of us.
Yes.
But as soon as I took a bite out of the
That's signal.
nuggies,
Okay, Chris, please, if you don't mind, we must move along the circle.
they were not nuggies. They were tendy.
I had the chicken fries, they were not so great. You're up next.
Is that your impression of Mr. Otter, Mr. Breckerson?
No. I'm just very stressed out at the moment.
So, can I go next now?
Yeah.
Burger King.
Yeah.
Live life like a king. A poor one.
Very good. Next up, KFC. You weren't there. I had the mashed potatoes. They were great. You next.
Because your face was crippled.
Yeah.
You cripple?
I had my wisdom.
Excuse me, are you being a cripplist?
I'm being ableist, yes. Sue me, but don't, because I
Next
have no...
up, Dollar Tree. I had the Yoo-hoo.
I also had the you.
There are no trees,
Next
and I had all the
up,
dollars.
McDonald's.
No, yes. McDonald's, please.
So down in Georgia,
Down in Georgia, there lived a man named
Crimbo was a sallow soul.
Sallow.
Sallow.
Is that a word?
It means sunken.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, you learn something new every day. Thank you, sir.
No. Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
You calling your mother?
No. Yes. No. Define sallow?
Wait, sorry, I have a call. Yeah, honey?
Fuck! Yes.
I think the police are here.
I knew it.
Randall, I'm your husband. You need to come home right now. The cat killed me.
How am I talking to you if the cat killed you?
I don't know. I just came back to life. I'm real scared. Can you come back?
Oh no, honey.
I'm your husband.
Like, comment, and subscribe!
I'm your husband. Why can't you come home to help me?
I'm gonna turn this ass later, okay? Bye. Bye.
I love you.
This guy's gay.
You mean homosexual?
She's confused.
So,
Can we move on?
yeah, Burger King.
Can anyone move on from
Live
real
poor.
McDonald's.
Live poor, die young. Oh, McDonald's. McDonald's. How would you describe it?
dumbass?
My wife came in my tartar sauce. My tartar sauce.
Listen, this is a family-friendly show.
I believe you had a filet o fish. Would
That's
you
a
like to
little
describe
explicit.
it?
Please describe your fish.
My fillet of fish was soggy, old. I saw them microwave it. I'm not stupid.
Are you sure? Cause you sure don't look. You got him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That wasn't me. My turn.
They didn't even have a slice of cheese. They used orange paint.
MS Paint would have been better,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
This man understands me.
I mean, orange.
I just understand
Will you be my
everything. Yes. Yes, I will.
Will you officiate the marriage?
I
Call it
will.
a
At
marriage.
the end of this podcast,
Let's do it right now.
I will commence the love. Now, my experience with McDonald's is as follows. I didn't like it that good. It wasn't great.
Funny story. So we actually went directly from McDonald's to Jack in the Box.
Yes.
Because I wanted to throw up and I wanted to get the taste out of my mouth. So we went there. We got quick tacos for quick kisses and some nuggies.
Yeah. Tendies.
Some tendies, which were nugget shaped and sized and were nuggets. But they were pretty good. Best honey musty I've ever had. Not the best tendies, nuggies, snuggies. But
Do you snuggle with your nuggies?
not typically. But these I would consider. I swear, if you had McDonald's nuggies with Jack in the Box honey musty, I could just produce
Sounds
some,
like a
tartar sauce
swell
for
time.
their filet of fishes all day. I'm not even joking.
That's a beautiful story. Now, at your recommendation, I had the tacos from Jack in the Box. Now,
So my goldfish died the other day. I
I'm so
just
sorry.
wanted to say that.
I'm so sorry.
I feel so
I hope
bad.
he burns
Like
in hell.
I feel like I need to shout him out.
Fuck him.
Alfie, I know you're out there somewhere.
So I had doubts about the tacos from Jack in the Box. After all, who would expect good Mexican food from a non-Mexican restaurant?
Restaurant.
A restaurant?
But my expectations were once again subverted. They were good, real good, if you want.
Submissive.
But not even if you want. They were just good. They had authentic Mexican sauce. And I gotta say,
Wouldn't only a true Mexican understand the taste?
I mean, I guess. But it tasted good, so I assume it was
Mohican
authentic.
Sake?
It wasn't ketchup. I don't think.
If you want.
If you want. Anyway, so we've now reached the conclusion of this gauntlet. Now, before we make our final verdict, I'd like to just say that all these restaurants sponsored us, and they have already shipped me their money, so I'm not afraid of retribution. After this podcast,
Okay.
I think I will go underground and get a few aliases, because I'm sure that a few bridges are currently in flames at the moment.
So, on the count of 3, we say our favorites.
Okay.
3. So this one time in Mississippi, like the river,
1,
I was drowning.
2, 3. Wendy's!
Jack in the Box.
Burger King.
Well, it looks like we can all agree to disagree. Can I play us off?
I guess. Just do it.
Oh God, I haven't played piano in.
Now, here's the
500
conclusion. Thank
seconds.
you for tuning in. Randy Breckerson will grace us with his beauteous playing. That's the podcast, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe. Sign into our Patreon. We have special rewards. Don't forget to share this on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, Snapchat, 4chan, Tumblr, CNN News, Facebook Watch, Reddit Messages. Take it away!
babe. I once was a little frog. You know, as they say, music is a story. So with that, I will tell one final story.
Praise Zelda!
That's my shout.
So this one time in Kansas, I was at a Nickelback concert, and this one guy thought he could crowd surf on me specifically. So he kind of dived straight at my face. It did not end well. Instead, what actually happened, he died. And not in the way you would think. As soon as he hit me, I dialed 912. The secret police showed up, and they murdered him. At the Nickelback concert. No one noticed, of course, because the music was just killing. Now, I want to tell another...
folks. That's the podcast. Thanks for tuning
So,
in.
one time
and good
in
night.